Okay, Leta still going around. I thought that green speck earlier might have been an SCV, but he's running around with that vulture looking for new expansions. But he's going to have to use scan to find the new base over at the 9 o'clock base. He probably suspects there's going to be another base out there soon. He just doesn't quite know where it's going to be. And like I said, I think it is a little bit risky for Bisu to position that so close to Lita's base. Because once Leta finds it, he's not going to let up the pressure until that base is dead. So now that the Arbiters are out, he's going to have to use recall to protect that base once Leta finds it. But he should have recall prepared, the research prepared by that time anyway. I am guessing that he's going to start with recall before stasis. He could definitely go for stasis, but the army is so large for Leta, moving out with such a large troop, and Bisu sees that with an observer. So to try and attack at this point in the game would kind of be suicidal, unless he has speed lots hidden somewhere that I don't see. Because you're going to need a wall of zealots to break through this one. But, okay, Leta pushing down the map. He is making it to the middle of the map. Bisu coming in with his dragoons. Not sure exactly what he's doing, but he needs to go in first with his zealots. And if he has anything researched on the Arbiter, use the stasis out there first and then break in with all of his troops. Zealots first, then the dragoons. But this is going to be very, very difficult, especially all the mines out here for Leta. He's just going to make it a living hell to break through the middle of the map, and that will allow Leta to take his fourth base wherever he wants to, basically. Probably up at the 12 o'clock position. I think that just came down, actually, for Leta up there. Crazy Zealot running up and down. Let's see, more Arbiters on the way for Bisu. Look at all those factories out for Leta. So, okay, let's see what Bisu decides to do. It looks like he's prepping for an attack. He is going in for a full frontal attack, I think. Let's see if the stasis come in from those Arbiters or not. Here come these Zealots up at the front, as they should be. There's a stasis on all of the Vultures. That'll help these Zealots break through a little bit. There's still plenty of Vultures out in the field. Look at all these Vultures for Leta. So that's going to grind down the Zealot army. And Bisu really needs to get up close and personal with these tanks. Get in there with those Dragoons, close as he can, but decides to back off so he doesn't lose his entire troop. Might have been able to take that engagement, but it probably would have been close, especially with the siege tanks pretty far away as they were. Okay, Bisu trying to deny that new base of the 12 o'clock position. He knew exactly when that was going to come up, so his star sense looking pretty good this game. And he still has troops in the middle of the map because he retreated, still has those ready to go. And let's see, more speed zealots on the way to break through this. Okay, the zealots are in position. And oh man, there's Bisu is taking his base down at the 6 o'clock position, and he still hasn't taken that over at the 9 o'clock. I'm surprised he didn't just expand there first. But he's still waiting. He put down a cannon at that position. So he is preparing there. A couple of Goliaths coming out for Leta now. And Leta has such a nice defensive grid here. I don't think Beast is going to be able to break through anytime soon. He's going to need recall. I think he's definitely researching it at this point if he doesn't have it already. He's going to have to start doing some recalls to get the damage done on Leta. And recall in positions that he wouldn't expect, like up at the 12 o'clock position, come in from the right side. Something like that. I mean, it's all dark over there right now, so there's no way that Leta would see that if it does come in from the right side, from the eastern side of the 12 o'clock. But Leta's still looking for another base, as I think Bisu basically taking the entire lower half of the map. He's just expanded again at the natural expansion of the 5 o'clock. Still hasn't expanded at the 9 o'clock position yet, but give it time, he will. And there's an Arbiter prepared for a recall. We're going to see a recall from Bisu. Two big clumps of troops. I think that Bisu needs to bring some speed lots along for the ride. The Arbiter being sniped in the middle of the map. I think the Bisu was going straight for the 12 o'clock position, if I saw correctly. But he went right over the troops, so he's got to be a little bit more sneaky than that if he wants to get up there, get that recall done. And now Leta knows exactly what Bisu is trying to do. Since he saw that lone Arbiter out, he's saying, yep, he's going for a recall, so I need to prepare. He's probably going to start throwing down mines at each of his bases and turrets just to try to stop the Arbiter from being effective once it gets into the base. Okay, Bisu positioning himself. This is such a scary wall from Leta, though. Leta has so many troops out. And now he's going to box Bisu into a corner. I don't think these Dragoons are going to survive. Not sure what Bisu is doing, but he's running out no man's land, running right into mines. Siege tank fire. Still committing his troops to run up here, being slaughtered by the tank fire. So Bisu was trying to position his troops in a way that he could attack in a big arc of troops, and he does have quite a few speed lots at the front. If he gets some nice mine dragging here, it would help him a lot, and he is grinding through the troops for Leta. But the tanks, and more tanks, way more tanks than Bisu anticipated there. He lost more troops than he wanted to before he made that attack too, so not as effective as it could be. And now Bisu's trying to find a plan B to get some damage done, but not able to get up that ramp either, so he's going to have to go for the 2 o'clock position, because I think that Leta is building a base up there right now. Oh man, just losing Dragoons carelessly in this game. Bisu, it looks like his head is not completely in it today. But you can tell Leta is completely in it, just has such a massive army in the middle of the map. Even though he lost a 2/3 of that army, still that 1/3 at the back, those tanks in the back made all the difference. And now the science vessel's out to get the EMP on the Arbiters. He'll probably have one science vessel at each of his bases to get the EMP to stop the recalls from this point in the game, because the only way that Bisu can get damage done is if he recalls now. Badly damaged Arbiter. So let's see if he recalls right next to that single command center. I'm not sure if he'll go that far. Put all those troops in harm's way just to take down one command center at the top of the base, top of the map. Now Bisu, he is keen on taking that 5 o'clock position, so he's working his way down there to pick off the vultures that are still lying in wait. I think those vultures have been down there for quite a long time. Leta's knowing, yep, he's going to expand down here, might as well camp out, see what I can do, lay some mines, be as annoying as possible. Okay, Bisu gripping his troops up. He has them all kind of scattered around, but look at those speed lots. The zealots are going to come in. Here comes another huge attack from Bisu. Got to get those speed lots out front. As long as the speed lots are out front, I think it's going to be okay for Bisu. He has so many, but he lost all of his Dragoons, so dealing with these vultures is going to be kind of a pain in the ass. But okay, the Dragoons, only a couple Dragoons left. So Bisu, once again, not getting as much damage as he wants to do in that attack. And that grinded down his not his economy, but his military completely. He doesn't have hardly any troops left. And at this point, Leta sees the blood in the water. He knows he can go down and pretty much take down 1 or 2 bases before Bisu groups up enough troops to take out his units. So the 9 o'clock position just now coming up for Bisu. He's just now getting that up and running. Surprised it took him so long to get that up and running. But, yeah, Leta has already scouted it. He has a building over there floating right next to that position, so he's going to see that soon. He's going to take out the 6 o'clock as Bisu is still grouping up units at the natural expansion of the 8 o'clock, but he doesn't quite have enough to get this done. I don't think Bisu is going to be able to take this game now because he's going to lose a massive amount of economy. And just look at the map at this point, just green everywhere. It's like a hydralist sneezed on the map or something. Or maybe a spit take. Maybe he was watching George Carlin, just went, sorry guys. That just sneezed all over the map. But yes, just the map is slimed, and Leta is going to take basically 3/4 of it. I think he's expanding, starting to expand over 3 o'clock base too. I know he's repositioning his 2 o'clock, going to land that and start extracting minerals from that position. Bisu, recall, yay! We finally see a recall right between all kinds of troops and mines everywhere, so don't expect these troops to live much longer. Oh, the Zealots taking the mines for the rest of the team. There come a lot of vultures. This is a very heavy vulture build from Leta. Most of those factories did not have machine shops on them, so he was pumping mostly vultures this entire game, but it served him well, very well, having mines at every point in the map, making it so difficult to get those pincer attacks with the Zealots, just killing Zealots, and that's what left the Dragoons out in the open to be slaughtered. Okay, Bisu, this is probably his last gasp, going for the natural expansion, going to try to break into the main. There's an EMP, didn't hit the Arbiter though, because you got a stasis on the vultures. Yeah, Bisu is just starting to stasis vultures. He knows those are the most dangerous unit to him right now with the heavily zealot army. Okay, he's breaking into the main, going to try to take out those production buildings. But like I said, this is the last gasp, and I don't think it's going to work out. Just seeing the amount of units pouring in from Leta now, things are not looking good for Bisu. And I'm surprised Bisu went down like this. I thought we'd see some pretty epic recalls from him, but he never got into a position where he could do a nice recall. Leta did a nice job of just blocking off all of his options as far as that goes. Here come the probes. Fight, probes. Fight. Oh, they're not doing a very good job fighting. Dying horribly. GG from Bisu. So Bisu dropping his first game in this OSL round of 16. Not looking good for him, but hey, it's the first week. You know, one loss is not going to bring Bisu down. Plus, it was to Leta, who is a spectacular player in his own right. Maybe it was the earring. Need to put an additional pylon. We must construct additional earrings, Bisu. But okay, says been nuke. Moving on to the next one.